Baal! The gates of Sescheron have stood for eons beyond remembrance, and you shall not breach them now. Remove your foul demons from our lands. We stand on the side of light. You shall not be allowed to reach Mount Ariat, and that which you seek will not be yours. Enough! Enough!
I shall take your position into consideration. Well, it seems your terms are not acceptable.
I, Mala, welcome you to Harrogath, the last stronghold of order on Mount Ariat. You have come to the right place if you intend to defeat Baal, the Lord of Destruction. Baal has laid waste to our mountain and its denizens. His minions continue to attack our town, while Qualkek and his men have proven helpless to stop them. Baal is still out on the mountain looking for something, but I know not what. All of the elders, save Nilathak, sacrificed themselves to place a protective ward around Harrogath. Some of us here, certainly Nilathak, do not appreciate your presence. We are a proud people, and it is not easy for us to accept aid. I, however, am glad you are here. If you need healing or a potion, please come to me. See Lorzuk for weapons, armor, and repairs. Nilathak, despite his disposition, may be of some assistance with other wares. Finally, Qualkek, our man-at-arms, leads Harrogath's remaining forces against Baal. Your gold is most helpful. Medical supplies for our wounded are scarce and very expensive. When we can find a supplier, we must pay dearly for what we need.
I've heard rumors about your kind. Your unusual weapons could prove a challenge to my skills, but I'm prepared to meet it. I am Lorzuk, the armorer. My ancestors were some of the finest craftsmen in Harrogath. Regretfully, my supplies run lower with every passing day, yet the demons beyond the walls have not weakened. I fear the time is near when I must put down my hammer and take up a sword instead. Demonic forces have been using our own towers and barricades against us. You know, it would be wise to cut the demons down in the open before they can mount those fortifications. I've heard that you excel at killing from a distance. From what I've seen, that's the best way to deal with Hell's minions. Are all of your kind so big? Why did you ever leave your beautiful islands to come to this frozen battleground? Perhaps if we both survive this, we'll travel back there together.
Have things truly come to this? After the Mage Wars, I assumed druids would never be seen in Harrogath again. You take a big chance coming here. To be honest, I have never been comfortable with your shape-shifting kind, but I do respect your search for balance and peace. So if you trust us enough to enter our gates, I trust you enough to let you stay. I have long heard of your people. As a young warrior, I even considered the pilgrimage to Kurast. But I was younger then and foolish. My place has always been here, protecting Hrogath and Mount Ariat with it. I am Qualkek, the senior man-at-arms of Hrogath. You have the look of a warrior. An extra soldier will be useful, but don't expect anyone to mourn if you get yourself killed. Baal is true to his namesake. He has ravaged through our lands like a merciless plague. The protective ward laid down by our lost elders helps hold the evil at bay. But Baal's siege has taken its toll all the same. Most of my men are now dead. Others are trapped in the mountain passes. But I swear we are not beaten yet. We will fight to the end to protect this mountain. Baal's legions seem countless, but slaying their commanders takes some of the fight out of them. Hrogath has great need of your powers. However, in the face of this supernatural onslaught, are your natural powers up to the task? It would be an honor to have a warrior of the light fighting side by side with my men. I can see your faith gives you great strength, but don't expect it to keep you out of harm's way. Our elders were wise leaders in more peaceful times, but now the survival of our people has fallen to me. My men and I will fight to the death, but there's no way to ensure the outcome. I used to believe that nothing could break through our guard and assault the Holy Mountain. I know now that I was horribly mistaken. This is unlike any battle I have ever fought. While we ration food and water, the demon hordes feast nightly on the flesh and blood of our dead. Early on, parties of our best scouts were ambushed by demons that spawned from the very air around them. Survivors often mentioned a strange creature floating in the distance. Perhaps taking it down could prevent some nasty surprises. The death of Mala's son was a great tragedy. He was our finest archer. While leading a successful campaign against Baal's forces, he was impaled on a demon's spear. The wound was such that, well, even Mala herself acknowledges that quick death was a blessing.
Perhaps you have heard the accounts of my son's horrible death at the hands of Baal's minions. He was my last living child. The oath of compassion I have taken as a healer extends only to humankind. Cut them down, warrior. All of them.
Well, well. While I am sure we are all grateful for your presence in our troubled town, you need not have made the journey. I can personally say that your skills are not required here. You would serve your clan better elsewhere. While I admire your courage in seeking out the darker side of magic, we really have little need of your skills. The battle will turn soon enough without your meddling. Yet, I should have expected to see your kind here. You are like a moth to the flame, drawn to all this death. It feeds you in more ways than one, does it not? The siege has everything in short supply, except fools. Why would you seek this place, stranger? Are you a vulture come to loot the bodies of our fallen warriors? Regardless, this is no place to make a name for yourself. The mountain is ours to protect. It is only a matter of time before Hell's legions are routed. The demon hordes have grown powerful beyond measure, aided by our foolish mistakes. But I may have found a way to correct those mistakes. If you have nothing useful for me, be on your way.
I have spent decades trying to understand the forces at work in this world. But in the face of all that is transpiring, I realize how meager my knowledge is. I will be of assistance where I can, my friend. Though these barbarians are known throughout the kingdoms as ferocious fighters, they are also capable of great compassion. They have trained throughout history for a battle their legends foretell will decide the fate of the world. I am amazed to find this place so untouched. Everything else in the path of Baal, the Lord of Destruction, lies in ruin. These barbarians must indeed be the legendary guardians of Mount Ariat. They are a proud, hardy people. Don't expect to be greeted warmly. Strangers here rarely are. Perhaps I can gain their trust. I'll spend some time with the townsfolk and try to understand them better. I'll let you know what I discover.
If you're looking for cases of treacherous magic, take a hard look at Larzik. He was the only one in town who escaped the red fever last spring. He claimed his good fortune was due to hand-washing before meals. Very suspicious.
Larzik is a talented blacksmith, but his head is full of some strange ideas. Just the other day, he came to me with a plan to break the siege. He wanted to fill large pipes with exploding powders and steel balls. Then, well, like I said, strange.
Larzik possesses a good soul, but at times his mind seems quite unsound. He once asked me for 20 of my finest sheepskins. He said he would fill them with hot air and float like a cloud above the battlefield to spy on Baal's legions. I worry the siege has driven him mad.
It is fortunate that this town has such a talented smith. The quality of Larzik's work surely complements your skills. In fact, he would have been quite welcome amongst the Horadrim.
Every day, one of my friends dies fighting outside the town walls, while I tend my anvil here unscathed. If only we didn't need weapons so badly, I could be out doing my share of the fighting. Good luck to you, warrior. Just so you know, the gold you pay me doesn't line my pockets. Much of it goes to buy the raw metal I need to melt down for weapons and armor. The rest, well, all I can spare, goes to Mala and Qualkek for other supplies. If you're here to defeat Baal, you must prove it. As we speak, Harrogath is under siege by Baal's demons. Catapults rain death just outside the town walls. Baal himself travels up the sacred mountain, having left in charge here one of his most vicious generals, Shank the Overseer. A ruthless taskmaster, he lashes his own minions into suicidal frenzies on the battlefield. If you wish to prove yourself to us, destroy the monster Shank that commands those infernal catapults outside Harrogath. If you manage to do this, return to me. Did I mention there were catapults?
We have lost many well-trained warriors to Baal's siege machines. Their range is great, though they are vulnerable if you close the distance quickly enough. About to face Shank the Overseer and stop the siege, are you? You should ask Mala to perform your last rites before you go, stranger.
Qualkek and his men have been fighting to break the siege for some time. Where many have failed, you may succeed. The catapults are infernal machines, made of demon flesh fused with steel. Be wary of them. On the battlefield, turning your back on even the dead is unwise. With the exception of Qualkek, the townspeople do not see what I see. The massacre we face. Our bravest, strongest heroes hobble back to me begging for help. I do what I can, healing and bandaging some, preparing the others for what lies beyond. Be cautious, warrior. Though I am an experienced healer, resurrection is beyond my powers.
After so many have died, who are you to think you can accomplish what our proud warriors could not?
I believe that stopping the siege on Harrogath is the only way for you to earn the trust of these people.
It takes more than a siege to stop me.
Baal, nothing will stand in my way.
This may not be very encouraging, but you have fared better than the others who passed through those gates. In regards to Shank the Overseer, remember, a general is nothing without his men.
What's the matter, hero? Questioning your fortitude? I know we are.
What are you still doing here? I thought you were going off to die. Go. Be quick about it.
So, you still live. You're either quick or a coward.
I understand your reluctance, but now is the time to strike. With Hellspawn, size is no measure of their threat. Demons half the size of men can kill with a gesture, while hellish pack animals trample any who stand in their way.
The time has come to cleanse my homeland.
My, what a messy little demon.
The catapults have been silenced.
Paragon is free of your kind, demon.
The siege is broken.
Baal, I've come for you.
Oh, at last the siege is ended. You truly are an angel. I thank you.
Those catapults were like nothing I have ever seen before. You have prevailed against Shank, my friend, but Baal is still far ahead of you.
So, you managed to stop the siege. You are more powerful than I gave you credit for. You have rightfully earned my respect.
Ending the siege does not earn immediate respect, outsider. Respect only comes with sacrifice. Something I'm sure you know nothing of.
You're an even greater warrior than I expected. Sorry for underestimating you. As a token of my appreciation, I will craft sockets into an item of your choosing. And from now on, you'll get the best price for all my wares. Has that infernal howling been keeping you awake at night too? Some think it's the howling of animals, but those sounds don't come from any beast I've ever known. I've offered Qualkek my ideas on how to break the siege, but he dismisses them. Is it because I lack scars of battle, or does he think I'm a couple arrows short of a quiver?
I pray for the day when the fields are covered in snow, unstained by the blood of our own. Perhaps that day will come soon. Perhaps never. But I forget myself. How may I aid your quest? Qualkek is a worthy leader, but the losses have borne heavily upon him. He is only impatient because he judges the worth of a warrior by action, not words. You must prove yourself worthy of his trust.
Qualkek is useless. He has blindly sent our warriors to their deaths, assuming Baal's legions would fight as men do. Of course, everyone knows they do not.
My concerns have turned to my men taken prisoner on the battlefield by Baal's demons. I hate to think what's happened to them. As you journey up the mountain, keep your eyes open for my soldiers and bring them back to me if you can. Those of my men fortunate enough to escape on their own told me that they were held captive in the highlands and plateaus.
You have proven you can take life, warrior. But can you save it as well?
I crafted the swords and armor for Qualkek's men. They were like brothers to me. I can't imagine the pain they must be suffering. Save them if you can.
Qualkek's men have been imprisoned for some time. They are certain to be tired and weak. You must protect them once you free them.
I know firsthand that captivity is a sad fate for a man. Find them quickly.
Over here! Let us out! Help us!
Follow me.
Let's go! Come on!
Follow me.
If you are having trouble finding Qualkek's soldiers, you should talk to Mala. She healed those who made it back before. Perhaps she would have some advice.
Soldiers who made it back told of a system of barricades placed among the mountain passes. They said that is where the prisoners are held.
As a kid, I used to play soldier among the barricades on the mountain. There's no easy way through that maze of walls.
Did you ever stop to think why these demons are capturing Qualkek's men? Why they are attacking us? Have you considered what Baal wants with the mountain? No, you've not. You have no idea what you are dealing with.
More of my men are still alive out there. I am certain of it. Find them, free them from their cages and bring them back to me.
Over here!
Follow me.
For the homeland!
Follow me.
Thank you for rescuing my men. They have spoken well of your bravery in battle. Perhaps there is hope for us after all. If you wish, you may hire some of my mercenaries that you saved. And please, take this set of runes. I had been saving them for a socketed shield, but I think you'll make better use of them. Be sure to set them in the right order for their fullest effect.
You have inspired the people in this town. Not only those you rescued, but those you've helped in other ways as well. This battle plays mind tricks on our warriors. Those fortunate enough to have returned from the mountainside claim to have seen angels in flight. Fly they might, but that certainly does not make them angels.
Since your arrival, Cain has spoken of your deeds in the southern kingdoms, defeating both Mephisto and Diablo. At first I scoffed at his tales, but I'm finding them more believable with every passing day.
So, you've brought the lost sheep home to the Shepard. Well done.
You've become a hero to this town, my friend. The shadows have lifted ever since you brought the light to Harrogath.
The Council of Elders always believed itself prepared for the coming of the Three. Obviously, we were not prepared enough. I have long been criticized, but especially of late, since the deaths of my fellow elders. Through it all, I have learned one thing. Each man must do what's right, no matter what others may think. Oh yes, I remember our warriors as children. Mala would set their broken bones and give them powders for their fevers. Now they return to her with wounds that will never heal. I am tired. Please, leave me.
Neelathok's despair is infectious, and his behavior does not befit an elder of his stature. I think we'd be better off without him.
There is a matter which I hesitate to share, but I believe you are the only one who can help me now. Anya, the young alchemist and daughter to one of our slain elders, has been missing for some time. She is a strong, crafty woman with a spirit like no other. One night, just before your arrival, I overheard her and Neelathok arguing about her father's death. The next morning, she was gone. Neelathok has his own tale as to where she went and why. Don't believe him. I fear he's at the root of her disappearance. Please, if you can, search for Anya and bring her back to us. She'll know what to do about Neelathok. If it were anyone else, I would assume her dead. However, Anya is not so easily beaten. I know she must be alive. When you talk to Neelathok, be careful. There is no telling what he will say or do.
Anya? Who have you been talking to? Likely it was that meddling Mala. Well, I'll tell you what really happened. Anya came to me for guidance after receiving a vision that her mother and younger brother were trapped in the lands beyond the ice caves. She had decided to go rescue them. I told her that her quest was a foolish one, and that she would be safer staying within the city walls. However, she is a willful girl and would not listen to me. The next morning she was gone. No one is more distraught than I over losing her. However, if you feel the need to be Mala's errand child, I won't try to stop you. Look, I've told you, she's dead. If you knew what was good for you, you'd concentrate your efforts on saving Harrogath, not on lost causes like Anya. Anya's father was my good friend. There are so many to mourn. I have no time for you.
I would listen to Mala. Neelathok speaks with a venomous tongue, and acts as if the entire weight of this town rests upon his shoulders. Perhaps there is more going on here than we know. Neelathok's story does sound reasonable, considering what I've heard about Anya. However, the best lies are often hidden within truth.
Anya's father, Ast, was our wisest elder. He was killed along with the other elders who erected the ward that protects the city. The ward has kept Baal's demons out of Harrogath, but at a costly sacrifice. Neelathok, on the other hand, was the only elder to escape the demons. Somehow, he alone managed to find sanctuary, while the others died around him. Ever since that day, Neelathok and Anya have been at odds. It seems like everyone feels Neelathok played a part in Anya's disappearance. Why would he do such a thing?
Anya is an amazing alchemist, especially for her young age. As long as I've known her, she's never let anything stop her from pursuing what she believed in. I wouldn't doubt that Neelathok is involved. Ever since her father died, they haven't gotten along. As the daughter of Elder Ost, Anya is the only person, besides Neelathok, who has any real knowledge of Mount Ariat's secrets. I'd hate to see our fate in the hands of Neelathok alone.
Hero, Neelathok did this to me. If you've come to help me, my only hope lies with Mala. Please, tell her you've found me.
The snake has slipped our grasp. While you were gone, Neelathok disappeared. I'll bet Anya knows how to track him down.
Poor Anya. I should have known Neelathok was a traitor. If you find him alive, kill him for me.
Goodness. Anya frozen by that fallen barbarian Neelathok. Perhaps Mala can help you, where I cannot.
So, that snake Neelathok was behind Anya's disappearance, and he trapped her with a freezing curse. Here, take this potion to Anya and give it to her. That should release her.
I never liked Neelathok, but I never suspected that he'd betray us. I just can't understand how an elder could do such a thing.
Your rescue of Anya was quite an accomplishment.
Thank you so much for bringing Anya back to us. I have devised this spell to increase your resistances as a token of my thanks. I know it isn't much, but I hope you find it helpful. Please, go talk to Anya. She has urgent news concerning Neelathok.
For one so young, Anya commands great respect. Now that she is here, I will make it a point to talk to her about Mount Ariat. You should do the same.
You have proven yourself a true hero to me and my people. These are dark times, warrior. I hope you can bring an end to Baal's reign of destruction. Our Council of Elders is gone, my father Ost among them. The one thing that keeps us from total despair is the promise of vengeance against Baal. Thank you, hero, for rescuing me. To show my personal gratitude, I give you this. I had it custom made for you, by Larzik. Neelathok told me he struck a deal with Baal to protect Haragath. In exchange for the demon's mercy, the misguided fool plans to give Baal the relic of the Ancients, our most holy totem. Doing so will allow Baal to enter Mount Ariat unchallenged by the Ancients. I tried to stop Neelathok, but he imprisoned me in that icy tomb. Neelathok must be stopped before he dooms the whole world. As much as I would love to strangle the life out of him, I'm afraid I haven't the strength. You must go to his lair through this portal I've opened, kill him, and then bring back the relic of the Ancients. Stop Neelathok from destroying what we have striven for eons to protect.
My worst fear has come true. Neelathok has gone mad. You must stop him before he gives the relic to the Lord of Destruction.
Regretfully, I know very little about this relic. However, if what the others say is true, then Baal must not gain possession of it. Stop Neelathok before all is lost.
I saw Neelathok leave town just before you found Anya. He must be held accountable for his criminal deeds. Find him and bring him back if you can. Likely he won't come willingly, and you'll be forced to kill him. So be it.
Now, rescuing Anya, that's good. Talking to me while Neelathok hands over the relic to Baal,
That's bad. By the light, what is this place?
Neelathak, you can't hide from me.
The familiar scent of death.
Ugh, a coward's hiding place.
Neelathak is a traitor. If Baal gets the relic, he shall enter the mountain and wreak havoc there. I cannot believe that Neelathak would give the relic to Baal in any kind of trade. He's truly insane if he believes that he can deal with the Lord of Destruction.
Neelathak was never the kindest man, but for him to betray the whole world... where shall his soul finally rest?
Oh, this is a truly horrible turn of events. I know it seems you have always been one step behind, my friend. But look at it this way. You have evil on the run.
My advice is to go in quick and hit hard. Neelathak can't be half as tough as the beasts you faced out there.
What's there to talk about? Kill Neelathak.
For my homeland, you have no idea of the power you face. I will kill you. I shall keep my end of Baal's bargain.
You were a sad little man, Neelathak.
Betrayer, you've reaped your reward.
Neelathak, what led you to this end?
A fitting death for a traitor.
So the relic is lost. Do not dwell on failures past. It is your future that matters more.
What does Baal plan to do inside Mount Arreat?
Beware. Baal grows stronger with every passing moment.
Neelathak was a vile demon that shall find his home among the tortured minions of hell. You battled the darkness without fear. I laud your skill and courage.
You have stopped Neelathak, but he didn't have the relic. He must have already given it to Baal. Now Baal will not be tested when he reaches Arreat's summit. Damn Neelathak. I do thank you for trying, though. Please, allow me to honor your courage by magically inscribing your name onto an item of your choosing. It's the least I can do.
Every time I hear of you, warrior, your deeds become more legendary. But take heed. You are approaching the very summit of Mount Arreat. I have never dared venture there. It is sacred, our most holy place. The legends say it is guarded by the Ancient Ones, who block the path of all who are unworthy. Your reputation here does not matter. It will be the Ancients who determine your worthiness. Good luck.
A test of mettle is a fitting rite of passage for a barbarian hero. During my time with the Horodrim, we often debated the nature of Mount Arreat. We knew that the barbarian clans zealously guarded the mountain as their sacred duty. However, many dismissed their zeal as simple superstition, combined with an inborn hostility toward outsiders. Those Horodrim who trekked up Arreat were never heard from again. Still, I do not believe they died at the hands of barbarians. It is my belief that the Soul Stones are at the center of this conflict. If only that fool Marius had not intervened, Baal would still be imprisoned within Tal Rasha. The angel Tyrael has watched over the guardians of Arreat throughout history. I do not believe that Baal and Tyrael have come to fight over a paltry few souls. They are here to settle a conflict as old as time itself. Though the Elder Council of Horodrim is gone, there are many capable young leaders to take their place. Anya certainly has enough courage and intelligence to lead them all. If they can survive this catastrophe.
When I was a child, the elders told us stories about the mountain and its power, and how the barbarian people are bound to it as protectors. Baal is not just taking our land. With every step he takes up the mountain, he takes a part of who we are as a people. Now that the elders are all dead, I don't know who will guide our people through this dark time. I was to be next in line after my father, but this burden is too great for me to shoulder alone. We are a people of strong blood. I shall do what I can, and let fate do the rest. Many outsiders believe that the fantastic stories about our ancestors, the ancients, are but fables. However, I believe that the ancients were more than human, that mankind has fallen from what it once was. You wouldn't have to test yourself against the ancients if it weren't for Neelithok's treachery. He was a fool, and deserves to suffer for eternity. Neelithok was the last of our elders, whose charge it was to safeguard the mountain. He alone tried to guide us through the most desperate time in our history, but he was just as helpless as the rest of us. I cannot forgive his betrayal, but I can learn from it. If Larzuk could sing or dance half as well as he smiths, he'd be married by now. Just look at those shoulders.
Legend has it that the top of Mount Ariat is guarded by the spirits of our ancestors. Though our people are forbidden to climb to the mountain's summit, some foreign travelers have made the attempt. None have ever returned. Every night, I've prayed to the ancients to bring us peace, and now you must fight them. Who shall I pray to now, warrior?
By reaching the summit, you cease being just a simple warrior. When you come back, you will be far more.
At last, the summit of Mount Ariat.
The summit. The barbarian holy ground.
The resting place of the ancients.
The guardians of Mount Ariat await.
Do not doubt yourself. I believe you are worthy to pass through the ancients' gates, but you must believe as well.
You've walked on the burial grounds of our greatest ancestors. I'm not sure whether I should bow before you or revile you for committing sacrilege. Tread lightly when you walk with gods.
Our people believe that the ancients protecting Mount Ariat have the power to stop Baal. Unfortunately, the Lord of Destruction has shown great power to undermine our faith. Look, I must apologize. I feel responsible for your current struggle. If I had only stopped Neelithok from giving Baal the relic, you would not have to fight those ghosts.
All users of the magical arts know of Mount Ariat, but few understand its true nature. It is the nexus of an unfathomable magic. It bodes ill that the Lord of Destruction races to its summit with such purpose. I fear for the whole world, should Baal gain what he seeks. We have come too far to be defeated now, my friend. I have seen you complete many difficult quests. Though this may be your greatest trial, it is not beyond your reach.
I warned you. The ancients are not like the demons you're accustomed to fighting. The ancients are not our enemies. Remember that. They are our ancestors, our gods.
We are the spirits of the Nephilim, the Ancient Ones. We have been chosen to guard sacred Mount Ariat, wherein the world's stone rests.
Few are worthy to stand in his presence.
Fewer still can comprehend his true purpose.
Before you enter, you must defeat us.
You are a worthy hero.
We augment your skill
and grant you entry to the interior of Mount Ariat, wherein lies the world's stone.
Beware, you will not be alone.
Baal, the Lord of Destruction, is already inside. The Archangel Tyrael has always been our benefactor, but even he cannot help us now. For Baal blocks Tyrael's spiritual presence from entering the chamber of the World Stone. Only you, mortal, have the power to defeat Baal now. Baal threatens the World Stone, and through it, the mortal realm itself. You must stop him before he gains full control of the sacred stone. With it under his control, Baal could shatter the boundaries between this world and the burning hells, thus allowing the hordes of the primevals to pour forth into the mortal realm like an unstoppable tide. If you are weak, the world as you know it could be lost forever. You must not fail.
I knew the ancients would find you worthy of Mount Oriet's secrets. Now, stop Baal before he destroys all that is sacred.
The ancients have honored you, and in turn so do we. I have no remaining doubts about you now.
Besting the ancients in battle is a mighty feat indeed. I hope this means you're ready to battle Baal.
You stand before me a worthy hero, and on you rests the last hope of our people. Bear it well, warrior. I am truly glad you are here, warrior. Perhaps things would be different now if we had asked for assistance from the neighboring kingdoms. Our foolish, foolish pride. My father, Ost, was among those elders wise enough to see that we would need outside help to deal with Baal's legions. He believed that this conflict would affect the entire world, not just our homeland. He said that Mount Oriet is as necessary to the world's survival as food and water is to our own. I believe this to be true.
You have proven yourself to these people. They look to you as their warrior, their champion. Anya, such a fine example of feminine strength. She reminds me of the Zakarum priestesses I knew in my youth. They don't take vows of chastity, you know.
Baal has blocked Tyrael from entering the Worldstone Chamber? This truly has become a battle against hell. Whether or not it was the Heaven's decree, this is your fight now. Your destiny. Baal's minions are not to be trifled with. In their bloodlust, they will sacrifice themselves to destroy you. Qualkek's confidence in his abilities once bordered on arrogance. But in the early days of the siege, he was humbled by Baal. While he saved us from immediate destruction, a third of our warriors were lost. None felt those losses more than he. Though he may not admit it, your presence gives him hope, warrior.
You have ventured to a place beyond legend. You rush to face an evil few can even imagine. Be careful, my friend, and may the light watch over you.
I may be just an armorer, but I know this. Baal plans to destroy the world with the secrets contained in that mountain. It doesn't take a genius to know he has to be stopped.
Remember this. Baal once possessed Tal Rasha, one of the most powerful of the ancient Horodrim. Your battles with Mephisto and Diablo will pale in comparison to your battle with Baal, the Lord of Destruction, aided by Tal Rasha's knowledge. Oh, the mountain itself will tremble when you clash.
You knew it would eventually come down to this. Kill Baal. Finish the game.
The legendary Worldstone. Guardian of the natural realm.
The Worldstone. Praise the light.
The halls of the ancients. Magnificent.
So this is what the ancients guard.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
Baal, never doubt my skills. You shall no longer take this mortal realm.
Join your brothers in oblivion.
The prime evils are no more.
I am impressed, Morris. You have overcome the greatest challenge this world has ever faced and defeated the last of the prime evils. However, we are too late to save the Worldstone. Baal's destructive touch has corrupted it completely. Given enough time, the Worldstone's energies will drain away, and the barriers between the worlds will shatter. The powers of hell will flood into this sanctuary and eradicate your people and everything you've labored to build. Therefore, I must destroy the corrupted World Stone before the powers of Hell take root. This act will change your world forever, with consequences even I cannot foresee. However, it is the only way to ensure mankind's survival. Go now, mortal. I have opened a portal that will lead you to safety. May the eternal light shine upon you and your descendants for what you've done this day. The continued survival of mankind is your legacy. Above all else, you have earned a rest from this endless battle.
If Tyrael says the World Stone must be destroyed, then it must. We cannot let Baal's corruption prevail. The world will change, true. But who is to say it isn't for the better?
This is a lively town during our victory celebrations. We barbarians train long and hard from childhood to become warriors, and we celebrate with equal fervor. You didn't happen to bring along any ale to trade? The ancients themselves will envy our songs about you. Please, don't forget about us. Farewell, my friend.
You have done the impossible, hero. Your defeat of the last of the three primevals is a great victory for the light. Strange that you say that the World Stone must be destroyed. The prophecies said nothing about that. Perhaps all we have fought for will be lost. Or perhaps we'll never need fight again.
The destruction of the World Stone does not bode well for our world, but I'll try not to worry. After all, we have warriors like you fighting for us, and for the light. Farewell.
I knew in time you would defeat Baal. You have done everything you set out to do, my friend. Ever since you rescued me from Tristram, I have believed in you. It has been a supreme honor to aid you along the way. So, the World Stone was corrupted by Baal, and now Tyrael must destroy it. Worry not. Through whatever lies ahead, I have faith that the light will guide us both. Go now, back to the World Stone chamber, and enter the portal Tyrael has opened for you.
The World Stone. It was the power of creation and the birth of our eternal conflict. From the high heavens to the burning hells, our desire to control that power poisoned its very nature. And so, I gave my life to destroy it. But its corruption spread. If humanity is to survive, they must stand together and face the rising darkness. Though that may not be enough.